Hey guys, Iceluslol here, and today we've got Chrisj20 on Corki. This is on NA, and he's on Silver 5. So for bot lane down here, we've got Corki Leona, which is a very, very strong all-in lane, and it looks like it's against Caitlyn Morgana. So I would say that they're more the poke lane, and the Corki Leona lane is the all-in lane. So basically what they want to do at level 1 is just kind of hang out and not get poked out too badly, not get caught by bindings, not eat Piltover Peacemakers, like this Leona's doing. And it looks like they're going to hit level 2 first, which is really good. Pushing the wave here, that's great because you'll hit level 2 first. And that's really important for Leona because Leona's level 1 is pretty bad. Okay, so the only thing I would have done differently there would be I would, aside from not eating the binding, I would have procced the sunlight on Morg a lot faster because you could have created a ton of pressure. Now this is really good. So basically, you kited backwards, which is correct, after you got hit by the binding, and then Kate was tanking all these range creeps. So you got caught there, but you recovered by kiting correctly. So very, very good. Oh, Leona's going really far in. Okay, you pop the sunlight charge. That's pretty much all you can do there. Like, there's really nothing else you can do in that scenario. And you're just kind of trying to lifesteal right here, which is great. I mean, there's not really anything you can do. Try to dodge Piltover Peacemakers. It's good that you were at least positioned behind creeps, so that Piltover Peacemaker didn't do much damage to you. Okay, good. You're bursting more here. Nice. But you still want to not get hit by Piltover Peacemaker at all, but at least what you're doing is positioning behind creeps, so it will do less damage to you. I don't know if you could have followed up on that really, realistically, but that was pretty close. I think if you had Valkyrie, I think actually you could have followed up and got that kill, because they both had no flash and no heal. And I think you could have got away before Caitlyn got you. It would have been really close, though, so I don't blame you for not following up there. So you're really low here. I'd just be very careful. I'd consider going back. If you get hit by another binding, you're going to have to go back, I think. I think you might have to go back right now. But I see another thing that you're doing is you're not really reacting to her casting Piltover Peacemaker. Like, you're just kind of standing still. Like, you want to at least try to dodge some of them, and all you have to do is move this way. So like, you're just kind of standing there and moving parallel to the lane. You want to move perpendicular to the lane. So as soon as she starts casting it, if you just run away, you can dodge a lot of them pretty easily. So this wave is in a great spot here. It's like Leona wants to fight. That would be really dumb. So there's nothing you can do about this right here. Okay, she flashed. It was pretty bad engage because there were so many creeps stacked up here, so many minions, and there's pretty much no way you would have won that fight. You guys have such low health anyway. Like, you have low health and there were too many minions. So good job not following up there. I mean, there's nothing you could have done. Backing here is fine. I mean, you have no health. That's a good call. Let's go over your build. So you're rushing Triforce. I like that a lot. I rush Triforce almost every game. So they didn't push very hard. This is actually great. You don't miss any XP, I don't think. That's really good. So you can follow up on this. And you got your jungler here. Should be really good. And she has no flash, so easy kill. Nice. Really good. So yeah, that was just a big misplay by them. I mean, they pushed it. They didn't push it far enough. It didn't get into your tower. You didn't miss any experience. You got the big creep. That was really, really good. And then Xin Zhao came down. Morg had no flash. Caitlyn had no flash. I don't think Caitlyn had heal either. She just got heal. So she did have heal, but I don't even think heal would have saved Morgana at that point. So really nice job. Just speed this up a little bit. But in terms of this matchup, like, Caitlyn's doing a really good job of poking you, at least before you went back with Piltover Peacemaker. And I would say that you followed up on Leona whenever you could. She kind of made some really awkward engages. Good job not getting baited by Wukong there. You backed up when your support wasn't there. That's really important to do. That's good. So Wukong basically just wasted his time because you backed up when Leona was warding. So nice job. So is he standing on a ward? No, he's not standing. You just know he's here because you're really good. So nice. I mean, yeah, you definitely could have guessed that he was coming back around, but really good job of just playing super safe there. So you're not getting poked out here. That's really good. Now that you're 6, I would be probably trying to poke Caitlyn with missiles. Also, now that this Leona likes to make like really crazy long-range engages, you can poke and follow up. Okay. So, overshot your Phospholm there. Okay, that was really good, but I don't think there's anything else you can do. That was really good. So, like, basically, you won that fight off of the fact that your lane is the better all-in lane, right? You just have a better matchup in an all-in scenario. And that's why that worked out. But you did miss quite a few skill shots, and you seem to be eating a lot of skill shots from the enemy. So like you're not really reacting to Morg bindings or Piltover Peacemakers from Caitlyn. So you're kind of taking a lot of free harass. So that's something you definitely want to look out for. Like, and that can really shift the matchup in your favor. You know, if you can dodge those. So I'm just gonna speed this up since you seem to play pretty safe when your support's on here, which is smart. I mean, okay, you dodged that binding. That was really good. Okay, Leona's back. Looks like Wukong is coming down. He's fighting Leona over here. Oh, you're going for some poke. That's probably about even. You got some poke in, but Leona or Caitlyn got another Peacemaker on you. Oh wow, nice. That was really good. So that you backed off when Wukong came down, and then you reacted to Leona fighting him, and Caitlyn decided to 1v1 you. I mean, that's one thing that like Caitlyn just can't do. Corki will all in Caitlyn every time. I'm actually making a Caitlyn guide right now, and I've got Corki rated as her most difficult matchup, just because his kit matches up so well with hers. He has poke too. He has better all in. He scales probably about as well as her. So yeah, Corki's a really, really good pick against Caitlyn. You definitely have some mechanical skill on Corki. Like, you know when to all in. You know, you follow up really well on Leona. I would just say that, you know, try to be mindful of skill shots that your enemy laners have, and you can mitigate a lot of damage to yourself. Like, basically right now, like, you're winning bot lane really hard. But that's with, you know, having to recall early that you definitely could have avoided, and you know, without taking all this free harass. So like, you're basically like wrecking them bot lane right now, but you could, you know, you could have had their tower already. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Is if you could, you know, just try to pay attention and read the skill shots coming your way and dodge some of them. We're just gonna speed this up a little bit. I like that you're trying to poke with missiles. That's important. Looks like Wukong is coming down to party. Oh, here he comes. I think you just saw him in your ward, though. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, you lost your tower, so, like, you're blowing them out. I forgot to go over that. You're blowing them out in terms of, like, CS, but, like, you're down your tower, so, like, it could get really dicey. Like, they could just... They don't have to dive you, they can just run at you right now. Like, okay, that was a really weird gank. Okay, so you got hit with a binding, and oh, you think you live here? Yeah, okay. So that was pretty good. They didn't... You broke the Morgana ult. So if you had gotten full Morgana ulted there, you would have died. You're just trying to follow up on Leona here. So, again, you got hit with the binding, but you did manage to get out of the Morgana ult. So, you know, again with the skill shots, just try to think like, okay, when are they going to throw a skill shot, and where do I need to move to dodge it? I'm not going to say you're going to dodge all the skill shots. Nice shot picking up Morgana. You're not going to dodge every single skill shot that comes your way. I'm just saying that you can, you know, reduce the amount of skill shots that you take for free. You're just getting free damage from the tower here. That was a really good bait. You baited Wukong into ulting for no reason. Now you're going to back. Let's go over your skill order. Your skill order is perfect. Max Phospholm and then Gatling Gun. That's what I do. You're going Triforce into either Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster. Either is fine. Wow. Oh, nice. You almost got her. I personally have been building Bloodthirster a lot because I already feel like Corki does enough damage, and the shield and the lifesteal really help him stay alive to be up there to Gatling Gun, because Gatling Gun is not very long range. So it allows you to get up there and Gatling Gun, and it also just lets you stay alive longer for more missiles, because your missiles are a short cooldown. Okay. So like, so basically like there, you used your Valkyrie to do damage, which I've seen you do a lot in the lane, but now you're transitioning to lane phase, to outside of lane phase, and you ended up killing Caitlyn anyway. You just could have killed her like a lot faster if you didn't use Valkyrie there. So, but it's fine because you got her anyway. But you could have maybe killed Brand too, but it's fine. It worked out. So you got the tower. Okay. You're doing pretty well. We're gonna get Dragon here. And then it looks like they're kind of trying to start a team fight, but yeah, you can't. You want no part of that. Good job leaving. Yeah, that's dangerous. Definitely get out. Okay, you're going. Let's go over your boots too. So you're going Sork boots, the Magic Pen boots. I go those boots probably about 60% of the time now. It depends. Like, you're so far ahead, you should definitely go them because it makes your mid game really strong, and you can poke with missiles and Frost Bomb super hard. So that's fine. And you're also going Infinity Edge, also fine. Okay, so this is pretty bold. Okay, that worked out. But Leona really kind of saved you there. That was a bit aggressive, yeah. So you end up dying. That's okay. You were probably feeling a little bit brave because you were so far ahead. But yeah, you gotta watch out for Brand because if he stuns you, you're probably just gonna die. Okay, this Wukong ult, this Wukong ulting is like interesting to watch. Okay, so now you have Vel'Koz here and Leona. You can just clean people up. They're taking this tower. I'm really surprised this game goes on for 40 minutes because it seems. Oh, sorry, rewind. Seems like you're just blowing them out. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so you eat a bunch of Pyroclasm. Yeah. So you just ate a ton of Pyroclasm hits and his pillar. So yeah, Brand definitely does a lot of damage and you have to respect that. He's not very long range, but if his stuff does hit you, it does a ton of damage. So I guess it's only a 3,000 gold lead that you have, which is, I don't know, they have a 3,000 gold lead. I don't even understand. Oh, I see. Nara's doing really, really well, and so is Brand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. So this is actually a good game because this should be challenging for you to win team fight. All right. So your positioning here is really good. You just basically let Vel'Koz finish off Gnar with true damage. Ooh, this could be bad. I think you'd be okay here though. Yeah, I think you're okay. So I would auto more there one time though, because you actually get move speed from Triforce. That's one thing I would have done differently. Just one time. Okay, so you're going for Caitlyn. You missed your missile, but I don't think you're good there. Watch out for Brand. Okay, so now you want to be, it's mid game, you want to be thinking about like objectives and stuff. There's red buff, you should have just grabbed red buff there. I guess you're going to Dragon though, I mean, this is pretty risky, but you can probably sneak it. Oh, you have no Valkyrie though. And I don't think Gnar knows that. Yeah, see, there's your tendency to use Valkyrie to do damage. That's a bit, you're a bit too aggressive with that, I think. I do that sometimes, and it's a good play, but like, it's not, I think you're just doing a little bit too much. And there, you could have actually killed Morgana if you still had Valkyrie. You could have broken her ult and killed her. So like, I think you're, I mean, it's interesting that you're using Valkyrie that way, because your opponents probably don't like anticipate it. But at the same time, you're missing out on kills and damage potential by, you seem like you always use it offensively. I mean, and also it's not even maxed anymore. So using it offensively in lane with 1 point in it is fine because it can actually be significant really early. But now you've got 2 points in it, and you know everyone's level 13 to 15, or Gnar's 17. So like it's not even going to do that much damage, and you want to use it more as an escape at this point. There are still some cases where you will want to use it offensively to do damage, but they're far and few between, like outside of lane phase. So just consider that when you are thinking about when to use Valkyrie. So you guys are grouping up mid here. That's really good. Your Xin Zhao's not here though, and you don't see Gnar, so you have to assume he's nearby, and he is. Your Xin Zhao's split pushing. You shouldn't be here. Okay. So fortunately you have Valkyrie there to get out, but you're too close to Morg. You break her ult. Got some damage going down. You're just trying to auto attack whatever you can. Okay, good. You dodged the Gnar stun. That's really good. You're just trying to do some damage. God. Bummer. Okay, so you missed one missile there. I think you could have killed Wukong a little bit faster and maybe not got ulted by him. Not 100% sure, but still something that is pretty relevant, I think. That would have been, you know, let's see how much damage. About 270 damage. Something like that. So 280, 75, 80 damage. And you have, you know, your Sork boots, you have Spell Pen, so that could have potentially killed Wukong before you got ulted and you could have possibly lived there, so another just small thing to consider. Okay, so you flashed there, but you got exhausted, so it's pretty fair. I think you could have actually killed Morg there if you had landed the Frost Bomb. Okay, he killed him, it didn't really matter, but... So now you're just trying to stay safe. So this is the thing with, like, why I like Bloodthirster. I'm not saying that you can't build Infinity Edge as your second item, but this is why I like Bloodthirster a lot, because you could just stick around more. You can take the poke. I mean, Corki has just average auto attack range, and Gatling Gun is pretty short range, so he's not, you know, he's got long range stuff, but he's not purely long range like Caitlyn. Caitlyn, everything is long range. Corki has some long range stuff, and that's why I just like Bloodthirster, because there's a lot of times where you've been poked, you've gotten hit with Morg Bindings, Tormented Soil, stuff like that, and you could just sit there and basically tank it. And when you're forced out, because you don't have Bloodthirster, you basically are missing out on a lot of auto attacks, and you're also missing out on the ability to use Gatling Gun effectively. So they get Baron here, and you're just trying to kite. You're doing a good job kiting. Good job lining up the Caitlyn ult to Leona. Okay, so this is really scary right here. You still have Valkyrie, though. Okay, good. You Valkyrie over the wall. That's really good. So yeah, not much you can do there. Your Cassidy's backdooring, though. So, like, if he gets the inhibitor, then this is great. Okay, he got the inhibitor. I'd say that's worth. I mean, as long as you don't lose your inhibitor right here. Nice. Okay. Let me rewind that and just touch on this real quick. So let's see if you get it with a binding here. No, you just crit her. Okay. So you crit her, but you step up pretty far. I think after you fired your auto, you were still running up there. So you could have got Morg anyway because you crit. I mean, you didn't know that. I guess you were thinking about maybe getting another auto, but that was really unsafe. You want to basically try to always be as safe as possible. So just be thinking about that too. Like, and getting the kill on Morg there was actually not even worth, because you could have stuck around and threatened Caitlyn and maybe even stopped the inhibitor from going down. That's worth a lot more than killing Morgana at this stage of the game. Oh. Okay, you picked up Brand. That was really good. You stood behind your team that time, so Brand couldn't just focus you for free. Ooh. Yeah. Just definitely got a little close to Gnar there. If Gnar gets on you, then you're toast. Unfortunately. But I was at the last fight. Okay, let me rewind that then. Rewind. Okay, we'll just go somewhere here. So, really good job picking him off. But he's super Gnar. So you kind of use Valkyrie there for no reason. I just want to point that out, right? So you didn't need to use Valkyrie there, right? And then you walk up way too close to Gnar. Additionally, when Gnar is casting his W in his big form, you can see the line on the ground. So this is kind of like how your orientation towards skill shots in lane were. Like, you move parallel to the fight. You want to think about moving perpendicular this way, right? So it's the same thing. This is really easy to dodge because he does this crazy long animation. It's got the marker on the ground. You can see this. So all like your model's like here, like all you have to do is step this way and be just on the outside of it, and you won't get hit by it. So that's another thing. So burning your Valkyrie there and then not dodging this, that's very easily dodgeable, is basically what gets you killed. Because you don't get hit with the binding, but you get hit with the puddle, and then you get hit with the Piltover Peacemaker, and then Morgana exhaust ults you, and then Gnar ults you. So, like, I understand you're at a disadvantage this game. Not to say, like, you definitely could have won, but, like, I mean, it was still, like, a winnable game, I think. I think the big thing that you could have done differently was just not dying at the inhibitor when you fought Morg, honestly, because that would have put a lot more pressure on their team. They would have wasted more time when their inhibitor was already down and supers were running into their base, right? See, because your supers are wrecking their base right now. So I think that's one thing you want to consider is like there becomes a point in the game where kills are not as valuable as stopping the enemy team from recalling to defend from supers, defending inhibitors, stuff like that. And it definitely, especially because you only killed the support. So that definitely is something that you want to weigh like in the late game. So you definitely performed really well in lane. I would just say, you know, go over some skill shot dodging early on and think about evaluating targets and like what you can do in the late game. And then let me go over your questions real quick. So you said your questions were, how do you take advantage of huge leads? Also, how do I not get immediately blown up when fights break out? So, okay, first of all, you had a huge lead over your lane, but the other two solo lanes on the enemy team had big leads over your solo lanes. So you individually had a great lead, I guess probably you as a bot lane, we'll say, but your team did not have a lead. You were actually down gold all the time. So you might have felt like you had a big lead, but in fact, like if we look at the gold graphs, I think you were down gold. Your team was down gold the entire time. That's not your fault. I'm just pointing that out. In terms of your lane, though, you had a big lead. You could have transitioned better to taking the tower. You could have taken your tower before they took yours, so then when they took yours, it would have been even. And you were kind of behind there a lot. It didn't really matter. I mean, you were still free farming, but still, from like a game theory standpoint, it mattered a lot. Like they could have roamed mid after they took your tower and applied a lot of pressure, and got a dragon, stuff like that. They didn't do that because that was a big mistake on their part, but they could have. And if you had opponents with better game sense and like map awareness, they would have done that. So you have to game plan for that in the future. What else do we got? How do you not immediately get blown up when a fight breaks out? Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the skill shots. I mean, you were getting smacked with Morg bindings and the Gnar W at the end there, and you allowed yourself to get stunned by Brand. So it's really hard to dodge Brand stun of all the skill shots, but like you shouldn't be in range where he can ignite you and then not ignite, but any of his instant ability or whatever, and then just stun you. And also, I think you weren't aware of Pyroclasm that one time. You were standing really close to your teammates, and you just kind of ate Pyroclasm and let it bounce. I think it bounced you like 3 times or something insane, and then he just pillared you. So you got to kind of know Brand's ranges a little bit more and know what to do when he ults you. What else we got? You asked about trading efficiently. I would say you traded fine. I mean, Caitlyn is a really difficult matchup early for anyone. Corki has the tools to kind of do something about it. You followed up with Leona. You did a very good job in lane overall, except for the skill shot stuff we talked about. Your mid-game rotations. You say, I'm pretty lost, usually, as what to do. In lower yellows, games quickly turn into an all-mid deathmatch. That's fine. I mean, basically, in terms of objectives, like you should have gotten that tower earlier, which I already mentioned, which is fine. At that point, you can go mid. I mean, you've already got, once you get your tower down, you should go mid and get that tower and go get dragon and go top and help them get the tier 1. You want to get objectives. That's fine if you're grouping up, especially after you have the enemy tower down. What else do we got? You just asked about positioning and targeting team fights. I feel like I've covered that enough. Just the skill shot orientation, moving perpendicularly instead of parallel. And then your targeting was fine. I mean, I don't really have a problem with your targeting. I think your targeting was a little overzealous sometimes, though, regarding you know, fighting Morg there and dying to Brand when you could have saved the inhibitor, most likely, I believe, or possibly even killed Caitlyn because she didn't seem like she was paying attention. And then regarding positioning, you know, you just missed out on some opportunities early with your aggressive Valkyries. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, though, I mean, you clearly have, you know, good experience with Corki. You understand his mechanics and all that stuff. Could you have won this game if you hadn't died this couple times? Maybe. I mean, you could have definitely drawn the game out more. I'm not saying it's something you 100% could have or should have done, but yeah, those are all things that can affect the game. And regardless, they're just things that you can improve on, which is more important, and that's why I make these videos. So, yeah, you're definitely good with Corki, but there's some things I gave you to improve on. So I hope that helps. If you want to subscribe on the button that's going to pop up above me, you can get an email every time a new video comes out. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and until next time.